Hello everyone, and welcome to the Little Blue Fly. In today's video, I would like to share with you all 2 fall vignettes that I placed together here in my dining area. A lot of times I do call this my kitchen as well, just because there is no wall that separates my dining area from my kitchen. It's an open. I just have an island in between the two. So there's quite a bit of changes taking place here at the cottage, and you will be seeing them through the Christmas holiday decorating. First, I would like to start off here on my dining table that I painted many years ago. It definitely needs a little bit of TLC. It's been a while since it's had a touch up, but I was inspired to paint this table after looking at some of Mackenzie Child's items. So today it'll be a very whimsy and French country type of feel. So make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. So that being said, let's begin, shall we? Okay, so here is my dining table that I was inspired to paint many years ago after looking at Mackenzie Child's. And above, I will be decorating this chandelier from Pottery Barn as well. We're going to start things off with this cake stand that I purchased from Hobby Lobby. It was $21.99. I don't know if the prices are still the same. It's been a little while since I purchased this, but again, 50% off. And it's going to work very well for this arrangement I will be placing together right in the center of my table. I have one of these garlands, fall garlands. It was actually on one of my wreaths, and I'm actually have been stripping items, and I will be using some of them in here because I'm actually already taking down fall in my living room area. So for now, I just placed it going around the stand. I will work with it a little bit more as I add in other items. And here is, I actually call him Mr. Stunning, because to me, he is absolutely stunning. He is a vintage rooster. The party that I purchased him from, it was through Facebook Marketplace. He brought this rooster over with others from Germany when he was stationed there. And the colors are just fabulous and just the perfect detail on Mr. Stunning. So I decided to place him up on the stand because he kind of demands attention. Just look at his feathers, the greens, and then in the body, the yellows and the oranges. Okay, so here's another garland. And as I stated, I have been taking things down in my living room because I have to make sense of things. Because I am a decorating channel, I don't get to stay to the traditional timing like most households do. So I had to take down the fall in my living room area because I have to make room for Christmas, because that is going to be starting very soon. But here in my kitchen, it will stay fall all the way through Thanksgiving. So I have finally determined that here at the cottage every year, the kitchen will stay fall all the way through Thanksgiving and the rest of the house will be taken down so I can start Christmas. Okay, so the other garland I placed up on the chandelier. I just simply wrapped it around. I wanted to bring just a little more warmth and color on top of Mr. Stunning. I like when I sit at my dining table and it just has a really warm, rich feeling because I have greenery surrounding me. By every angle, top, bottom, all around. And I will be using these placemats. I actually purchased, I just love all the colors. Fall's colors are just amazing, right? And when you place them on top of black, it doesn't get any better. But anyhow, I purchased these many, many years ago from a grocery store in California called Rayleigh's. But I wanted to turn it around just so that you can see the name, Counter Art Placemat. Let's see, I'm going to go down here a little bit. Here we are. There's the website down at the bottom, and it's called Chalkboard Veggies. So maybe you might be able, if, you know, for those of you that might want to try to get some of these placemats, there's a little something to go by. All the colors are just so rich up against the black. Okay, so I just placed them all around the table, and as you can see, I have one of my pumpkin candle stands over to the right, well, candle holder. And there's actually 3 of them. They're ceramic, and there's 2 pumpkins. I love all the earthy tones, the greens and the brown and the golds. And then there is a pear with golden leaves up at the top. These were Facebook Marketplace finds. And the candles, they were purchased from Hobby Lobby. Perfect fall color to go with the green on these candle holders. Okay, so here's all 3 of them on the table. Now, I could keep them here, but I decided, well, you know, it is kind of a chunky candle. I do have this greenery up here at top, and you know, maybe I just should move them. I'm not quite sure if I will even be using them this year, but I had to give them a mention just because I love these candle holders so much. So we're going to change things up a bit, and I will be adding in some artichokes. Now, I thought the bottom was white, so last year I actually had I gave a DIY on these artichokes. They were all white, and I used a technique where I dipped my paintbrush into water and acrylic paint, and it just gave this just this color that I am absolutely in love with. So for those of you that might be interested, I know it is in one of my fall videos last year. I did purchase these from the at-home store for $12.99. I really would like to get some more. I actually have one inside my corner hutch as well at the bottom. So I placed an artichoke up front and then one in the back. And the greens, you know, having the artichoke here is really pulling from Mr. Stunning's tail feathers. So next up are these candle holders by Coppercraft, and I thought it was so, well, you know, I enjoyed it anyhow when I get information from all of you because there's so much, right? There's so much that we just don't know. And I had no idea that these used to be in home parties. I believe one of my subscribers said back in the 60s, and I wasn't quite old enough yet to have home parties, but if I would have been, I'm sure I would have had them. I was actually born in 66. But so I decided to use these Coppercraft candle holders on the dining table. Okay, we're going to switch over here to the side to this large mirror, and that was it's actually in my Amazon storefront. I'm not sure if there are any available right now. I actually found this one on Marketplace, and the lamps, they came from Horchow. I love the drum shade and the striping on the inside and just the French country. These are so gorgeously detailed and all the gold gilding. And again, I purchased these from Horchow. And then I also placed it, I like to use, I call it lamp jewelry, I guess. We will be talking about that more here in a moment. So this was a Facebook Marketplace find, and I painted it black and aged it up, and then the metal down on the legs, I went ahead and did some gold gilding and aging there as well. But these two pieces right here will be moving out of my kitchen because there's some big changes that have to take place because of the living room. So a lot is going to be changing, and I will be sharing all of this through my Christmas decorating. But these two pieces, well, you're just going to have to wait to see where I will be placing these. But I already have a good idea where they will be going. Okay, so now we will talk lamp jewelry. I love hanging different types of just tassel-y items from my lampshades. I have this beaded tassel here, and I just don't even remember where I purchased these from. But this one I remember was Pier 1, but I know they still have these on the internet, but the price has really gone way up. And they are glass acorns, and they're napkin holders. I have 4 of them. I really wish I would have purchased more. I think I have 4. Maybe I have 6. I'm not sure. But I just placed this up front. And again, I love having lamp jewelry coming down in front of the base of a lamp. And you can really see the striping here inside the drum shade. And then the light will just shine down, the warm amber light, onto all of the jewelry. So I went ahead and placed another acorn on the other lamp. And now we will start decorating on top of the table. Okay, so I shared this year, this fall, how I made these frames. Was a napkin, and I went and photocopied it at, I believe it was Staples, and I just did a transfer medium with the paper and put a poly over the top. And I love the colors of the apples with these vintage ornate frames. And I actually have 2 of them. So again, I do have a video demonstrating how I made these. And I decided to use them as lamp trays, just simply placing them underneath the lamps. Now, I love all the detailing and the frames. I think it works well on top of this black and with the lamps and with this very large ornate mirror. Now, the fun thing about these frames are I can make so many different images this one just simply can pop right out, and I can place others in throughout the seasons. And I just thought these apples were everything for fall. Okay, so in the center, I placed my Mackenzie Child stand. I like the bottom, how they have these, it's like an antique gold little ball feet with checks, and then the little finial up on top has the black and white stripe with gold. And what's great about this tray is you can place these very large serving bowls on them, or you can use their plates. So I will start by placing in one of their bowls. And here are a couple of their charger plates. I like how in their enamel ware, how they surround it with this gold. It just really makes, it's not just whimsy, but it really just takes the decorating up a couple notches because it has that gold trim. Just gives it a certain whimsy richness to it. Okay, so this is by Robert Stanley. I just recently purchased this. And it is just, whoop, look, blooper. We're going to have to redo that. It's just a slippery little sucker because of that velvet. So let's try this again. Okay. Thank goodness the stem didn't break because it could have broke on that fall. But anyhow, this is a velvet pumpkin, gorgeous green. There was just the one. If there was more, I would have purchased more because it was 50% off. So I could have purchased 2 for $29.99. I love the little whimsy swirl up at top. And of course, the green is absolutely everything. So we'll come back to that. I'm really not quite sure where I will be placing the pumpkin as of yet. But up at top, I did manage to put in some Granny Smith apples in the bowl, what is left. So these are the caramel dippers we like to use. But look, my children keep eating my videos. Okay? Every time I get something, baking or apples, the dippers, They eat my videos. I tell them, wait till I get the video out, then you can eat them. But anyhow, so I had some green apples that I could still use, and I decided to put them in the center. I like the way that green looks up against the gold and the black. And then I have this small pumpkin from Mackenzie Childs. I did share the larger one in the previous video. And it's just the perfect size for this table. So I decided just to place it down, but not for very long. I wanted to lift it up a little bit. So I will be using one of my tissue boxes, and this came from Robin King Designs. I will link her in my description box. My description box is next to the name of my video. It's an arrow all the way to the right. You just press that, a box will come down, scroll down to Robin King Designs. If you mention the little blue fly, she'll make sure to give you a kind discount. And this is her vintage inspired artichoke. Again, the greens on top of the black with the golds. She puts little polka dots up at the top, which gives it the perfect French country whimsy feel. I absolutely love this artichoke design. So again, this is her tissue box, and all of the edges are painted with a gold acrylic. But I'm going to share with you another way that you can use these tissue boxes. It's all about being able to switch things up. So I decided to use it as a riser for my Mackenzie Childs pumpkin, and it just works perfectly for me. But as you can see, my 3-tier tray is still in the center, and then I have the pumpkin with the artichoke next to it. I wanted to bring in a little bit of color. So I have these branches that have just all been bundled together, and there is some faux flowers up at top with all the wonderful colors of fall. And I do not have a clue where I got these from. I know last year, or I'm sure it states in one of my videos. But as you can see, you want to continue to bring in different colors. I moved the tray over and the pumpkin and the artichoke because I wanted the design to show at the bottom of the mirror. You really can't see it here, but when you're in my home, you can see it perfectly fine. Now, to lighten things up a little bit, I decided to add in this ceramic pumpkin with all the different shading of yellows. $14.99, so I believe this probably came from maybe Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Marshalls. I love the stem, how it curls, keeping with that whimsy feel here. And we have the yellows and orange, and we have some reds and different greens. The perfect French country whimsy for me. Okay, now with the apples, they're going to need some plates. So down at the bottom, I decided to add these botanical pumpkin plates from Williams-Sonoma. I do have a few also inside my corner hutch, but it's perfect for slicing an apple and sitting at the table and dipping it in some caramel. Now we are going to go down at the bottom because I would like to share something with you that I just recently unpacked from California. It's one of my fall arrangements that I made many years ago. And here we go. There is so much fall goodness packed inside this basket. We have plums, we have copper artichokes and pears and pomegranates and different textured pumpkins with different fall leaves and ferns and berries. And I have, what else do I have? The grape clusters up front. Love these grapes. Now, inside this basket, although you cannot see it, candles come up from it. I actually use this on top of our table. And so inside there are candle holders, but for obvious reasons, it is down here at the bottom. I will not be lighting the candles down here, so I just decided to keep the candles out. But I made this to be a centerpiece. There's a wooden handle on the side, and it sits in a very long rectangular metal basket. You know, yes, I was thinking, wait a minute, did I put this together when I was in New Jersey or was this California? I don't know. Don't hold me to it. But anyhow, there's just, so many videos. You just stop, you stop remembering everything. Okay, so I believe this is how I will be using this pumpkin. I have another pumpkin from Mackenzie Childs. Again, it's all about the curly pumpkin, the pumpkin stems to give that fun whimsy feel. There's Mackenzie Childs marking at the bottom. And it has the felt, the footing at the bottom, which is nice. I love that because then your furniture, it saves your furniture. And then I will be using another one of Robin King's tissue boxes. This is her vintage inspired pansies. And who doesn't love pansies? They're so sweet. They're inside a willow branch basket. Gorgeous. All the crackle work, again, vintage inspired. The polka dots up at top with the gold paint to give it that whimsy feel to go along with the French country. So I'm going to move this artichoke out of the way, and I'm just going to tuck this felt pumpkin right in here up front. And I realized I keep calling it felt. It's velvet, okay? So it is what it is. Off to the side, there is a Mackenzie Childs pumpkin. And then I could have placed this artichoke right here and it would have been perfectly fine. But I just wanted to bring in that extra level of just, I always go for that extra level of wow. That's just what I do. I love for my eyes to just go in all directions after I have finished decorating, because that's what makes me comfortable. I love to be surrounded by many beautiful items. So here is the pansy tissue box. The greens are really pulled out by the pumpkin. And I'm just simply going to place the artichoke on top. And it's very important when you make an arrangement, make sure to pull the berries through and the leaves around. Let everything mingle and just sort of come together in nature's beautiful, natural way with no form. Just everything mingling together. And I placed the candle holders on the outside.